Good morning, everyone. Um, the reason I'm going to do this little video here is Mary and I, and of course our sister in the Divine Will, Alejandra Acuna, we wanted to share this beautiful article that came out recently. It was this month in the diocese. This is Diocesan newspaper there in Trani, of course, where Corrado is located, and where this gift of living in the Divine Will all began. And this is a beautiful article, and it touched my wife and I and Alejandra in that it basically represents what in our hearts we wanted to accomplish when we came up with the idea of the International Congress. And I hope you'll bear with me as I read this. Um, this is the actual article here from Italy in their newspaper there for the diocese. And you'll see pictures there of the event that we had in Orlando. For those of you that were there, that's easily recognizable. And of course, we have videos out on everything where you can watch the Congress actually unfold. Here's the delegation from Italy, and here's Father Isaul, who sponsored the event with us there in Orlando. He's the pastor of Holy Cross Church in Orlando. Just a beautiful, beautiful priest. And here's another picture of the event. But I wonder if you'll just bear with me as I read this wonderful article. It is an interview with Enzo Bore. January, February 2026, More and More the Spirituality of the Divine Will. Interview with Enzo Bore, President of the Association, Luisa Picaretta, Little Children of the Divine Will, on the occasion of the First International Congress, Unity in the Divine Will, dedicated to the servant of God Luisa Picaretta, held in Orlando, Florida, USA, from October 31 to November 2nd, 2025. What were the reasons for celebrating the First International Congress, Unity in the Divine Will? The First International Congress, Unity in the Divine Will, dedicated to the servant of God Luisa Picaretta, and held in Orlando, Florida, USA, from October 31 to November 2nd, arose from a specific need to promote unity among the many groups, communities, and associations throughout the world inspired by the spirituality of the divine will. Over the years, this spirituality has spread widely, but often in a spontaneous and uncoordinated way. This has generated differences in method, formation, and at times erroneous interpretation of Luisa's writings, texts of great theological depth and mystical language. The Congress was therefore conceived as an event capable of offering a space of communion, guidance, and shared formation in full obedience to the Church. At the center of the initiative was the gospel call to unity, that they may all be one, in reference to the association Luisa Picaretta, Little Children of the Divine Will of Corrado, the only body officially recognized by the Church and promoter of the cause of beatification. From our diocese, who participated, and what were the numbers of participants from the USA, Europe, or other continents? The participation of the Archdiocese of Trani Barletta Bisceglie was significant. Taking part in the Congress's speakers representing the Luisa Picaretta LCDW Association were myself, Enza Obore, as president, and Antonella Bucci from the parish of Santa Maria Greca, where the tomb of the servant of God is located. The pastor, Father Vincenzo Bovino, participated along with Carmelo Volato, a member of the association. Father Sergio Pellegrini, ecclesiastical assistant of the association and vice postulator of the cause, contributed through a recorded video message, while Archbishop Monsignor Leonardo de Ascenso sent a written message of greeting and encouragement. The Congress had truly international participation. Approximately 800 faithful lay people and religious attended, coming from various states of the USA, Austria, Canada, Colombia, Costa Rica, Cuba, Ecuador, France, Italy, Maurice, Mexico, Peru, Puerto Rico, El Salvador, Spain, Uganda, the United Kingdom, and Venezuela. Beyond the numbers, What stood out was the universal dimension of the gathering, a concrete sign of a spiritual family united in the divine will and now spread throughout the world. What was discussed during the work of the Congress? During the 3 days, there was perpetual Eucharistic adoration, alternating with moments of prayer, formation, reflection, and Eucharistic celebrations. Particularly significant was the presence of His Excellency, Monsignor John Gerard Noonan, Bishop of Orlando, who presided over the celebration on November 1. The importance of reading the Book of Heaven was reaffirmed, indicated as a source of spiritual growth. The various speakers emphasized three fundamental elements of the journey in the divine will: ongoing formation through the writings, self-knowledge as the path that allows the human will to give space to the divine will, and the practice of the rounds. The evangelical importance of witness in life and unity was underlined so others may believe. By their fruits you will know them. Matthew 7:16. A central point of the proceedings was clarification regarding the process of the beatification of Luisa Picaretta and the publication of the typical and critical edition of the writings entrusted to the Association of Corrado under the supervision of the Archdiocese. It was emphasized that this edition is necessary for a correct understanding of the message and to ensure fidelity to the magisterium. What perspectives have opened from this assembly regarding the spirituality of the divine will? From the Orlando Congress, important perspectives open up for the future of the spirituality of the divine will. Utmost, there emerges a call to growth in worldwide unity. Groups are invited to get to know one another, collaborate, and walk together in communion with the Luisa Picaretta Association and with the pastors of the local churches. Unity is therefore understood as sharing a common journey in fidelity to the Church. The Congress also renewed the importance of shared formation, founded on the critical edition of the writings as a secure reference point to avoid subjective interpretations. Finally, it was emphasized that unity lived in charity becomes an evangelical proclamation and makes the spirituality of the divine will credible. The Orlando Congress marks the beginning of a new phase in which the grace received is translated into responsibility and shared mission for the good of the Church and for the journey toward the beatification of Luisa Picaretta. Fostering a deeper awareness of the missionary dimension of the divine will, not only as a personal experience, but as proclamation and witness in different cultural contexts in communion with the universal church. Wow. I just wanted to share that with our groups out there, with all our beautiful family here, of this wonderful article about the Congress, what it meant to the association, what it means to Mary, myself, to Alejandra, and what I hope it means to all of you out there, and all especially that attended and that can take part in this Congress, not only the ones that attended, but in the videos and the presentations that we have on the site. Thank you all very much for bearing with me as I read this article. Continue to grow. Let us all move forward in this wonderful and beautiful gift. Take care. Bye-bye.